somebody might win it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown.
They can't take it to 10.
Hey.
It's lonely on top of the throne. I ain't a king of the pawn. Hop on a jet across the globe. I guess the world is my home and there's so many miracles burning my dome and like turbulent air. I'm switching these flows. If you look at my neck, boy, I'm letting it snow. I'm sturdy as hell as Sylvester Stallone. They showing me love in my city. Gangs ain't hippies. Women like Nick, you know what I'm about. I'm not the stereotypes. They do not fit me. I'm bigger than life. Gave everyone jaws. I'm not a guard. Go hard with a squad. I'm playing my part, but I'm LeBron. Wings of the team. I feel Jackson and hard. The homie calling from a cell. A couple of homies be making it. I just want all of them dudes to the well. Not worry about taking a couple of L's. Don't sin for me, just win for me. Don't kill for me, just live for me. Keep it real for me. We eat together, leave the bill for me like. Hand on my heart, I give it all I got. Walk the walk inside the top.
Coach, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect clear afternoon. Heck, you can see all the way to Mount Rainier in the distance here at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Break. Leo, come. Ready?
They'll run it here. This is James White. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
Tight down. There you go.
On 2nd down, they'll run with White. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. 3rd play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Check. Go.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Clifford, and he fires one, but incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. From the gun, it's Wilson. Escaping the pressure. And, right away, he lost the football. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically, what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. First down, here's White. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Hey, Charlie.
Operating from the gun, Clifford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this 1st quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. On 2nd and 9, Wilson, he'll find Metcalf. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. It's a first down on a gain of 10. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield, incomplete. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Watch tight. Tight end's right.
From the shotgun, Wilson sliding out of the pocket. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for Seattle. 49 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now it's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. They'll roll him out right. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Again, Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Zach Brown making his presence felt in the backfield.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. And he missed it. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Looking deep downfield. Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, 1st down. Now Wilson on first down. It's caught. Lockett. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Here's Carson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now it's Carson. Dante Hightower on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Pats at the line ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there and a New England first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
They go right back to White here on first down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Clifford. He's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. On 1st and 10, Clifford. This is White on the screen. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. 2nd and 14. He's going to have the hook up to Izzo. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Wilson. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
We go! 10-2 stop. Leo! I can't believe they even let you play.
Throwing on first down. Clifford. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Intended for Nikhil Harry. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. To throw again. Clifford. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for Philip Dorsett. Incomplete. It's 3rd.
So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So we are at halftime here in downtown Seattle with the Seahawks out in front. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They'll run on first down. Carson. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Get him, boys!
Taken down. 42.
Just come, Mike. All day, baby, all day. Gotta go, in and out. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Wilson, left side here, taken in by Metcalf. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
That's a gain of 9.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Gun. Gun. Mike's 22. Mike's 22. 19. Let's go one more.
Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots 36.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
It's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 35-yard line.
14. 49.
On 2nd and 9, Wilson dancing to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It's John Simon with a sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Devin McCourty picks it off. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big-time run there by Sony Michel. 61 yards. Trailing here in the third, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
So that'll back him up 5.
Here we go. 60 or. 3 bud. Shoot! Watch the shoot! Play, lock it! Ready, hit it!
They go with White on the counter, and he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Different story this time around. We had that huge gain, followed by a sizable loss here.
Here we go. Set. Go. 60 outlaw. Go. Back. Be grip.
To throw on 2nd down. Clifford. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Ready, go. Check hot. Go. Look at me. Go.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready. 54. Mike 54. Mike. Bang. Go.
And they will run it with Michel. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Sony Michel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots have taken the lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none, because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. This is Carson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Here's Wilson. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And his guys are going to have the football back as the third quarter comes to an end. Back now in Seattle, Washington. We get set for the fourth quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right, and you just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They've bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
Second and 6. At the 24-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground with White. Room here to run. 31 yards there and a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Ready? 10 Lobo. Look, screen. Come. Shoot.
Back to throw. Clifford. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Go.
Off play action. Clifford. And able to find Dorsett. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Now White. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
2nd and 5. And he whips that one incomplete there. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Hey, shoot.
From the gun, Clifford. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11.
Ready, set, rock it. Ready. You ain't doing nothing.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. James White, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Patriots, they add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of... The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Zach Brown picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot 1st down. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll run with White. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, break at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Brashad Perriman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Pats take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Butker on for the PAT. And that one makes this a 19-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw again on second down. Wilson. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken short. And a big-time mess on the return. He's out of bounds. He won't even get this back to the 5-yard line.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
Now a carry for White. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Topper! Spin! Check three.
Opting to run again here with White. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. New England on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Check 31. You're out. Shoot.
Operating from the gun, Clifford. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is fielded at the 27. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. They are, by the way, into the 4th quarter now in Oakland. And the Chargers have now taken a late lead over the Raiders. A victory there would mean their 6th on the year. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at...
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Michael Bennett, the former Texas A&M Aggie, dropping the hammer.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This complete to Lockett. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen. Took right. 50 seconds to Mike. 50 seconds to Mike. Let's it. Let him know.
On first down, Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Devin McCourty picks it off. There he goes, right side. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Patriots, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Seattle, it's yet another loss as they've started out now 0-7. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to L.A. to take on the Rams. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.